What way? The Korimye Uttaratantra, the Korimye the Sunduga, the Korimye the Kani, which Sunso Sachi, Lodin Sherpki, Sumsun Eshe, you were the Kandemi Yawacho Masosa.
You were touching Kondo Scatter, Jajab go on to send. Debbie, do you want to tell you Kondo Shabate? You want to do what they take it.
The second way was what was explained previously when explaining the resultant refuge. It's the system that we follow.
Rani Sanjane, and the church call with Devodilla, and a puppet for 20 years.
So you have the ultimate resultant refuge, and upon attaining the resultant state of one's Buddhahood, then you have the turning of the wheel of Dharma. And then through the turning of the wheel of Dharma, then you have the attainment of the assembly of the Arya Sangha. And then from that basis, then you have the wish to purify the defilements.
Ani too much Jambala Dene, Ani too much Jiri Tane, Tarar, Ani Tumatata Jongwagi, Ani Chan, Taduki Chanju Toya.
And by purifying all of the defilements without exception, then you have the attainment of your enlightenment.
And what in the Chayana, Ani Kasore, the Sheshu de Topi Chanju go on to Sheshu de Ranger. Ane the check, run look to the check. That Kasore, you joke. Around the Jutade Kansaki, Anita Kasore, Sanje Shenji, Sanje Shen, Jasum Jidan to Chumala Dene, Ane Tiki Che Dana Kam Jong or La Dene, Ane Kam Jan Javi, Chanju Toba La Dene, and then in the Chile to share. So in
our system, then we follow the sequence of the wish to attain the resultant refuge, and thereby that particular sequence. And in the the presentation of a sequence by the translator Loden Sharp, then that is from the point of perspective of the causal refuge. A Buddha descending in our world, teaching the Dharma, and then with those teachings of the Dharma, then enabling us to purify the the defilements, and then attaining the state through that complete purification, then attaining enlightenment and the qualities of that enlightenment and engaging in the activities of that enlightenment. So you have these two. So in our system is the causal refuge. In Loden Sherpa's system is the resultant refuge, and Loden Sherpa's system is the causal refuge.
Oh yeah. 가서주 니와 거바데 셰스니 다 연락 개와 셰바 되라 안에 가르소리 또마쳐요 되나봐주 때나 파바당 매위 해라 매위 파인 셰바다 될 subject 마보쇼드가 태도고 해라 인자다 또바주 되나봐주 셰바 되라 달라 다 담보 되라 너 꾸져서 셰바
So the next part is the elaborate presentation of the 7 Vajra points, to enable the realization of the 7 Vajra points, and then that has a whole lot of outlines, beginning with benefits and so forth. So, so rather than going through the outlines first, then we'll go with the presentation of each point. First is the presentation of the result, which is the result of the rare and sublime 3, the 3 jewels of refuge.
That the Ukujosu Shabatella Kasore the Ukujosum Shabata Jabji Ten Shabasi on Guar. That's the need such Sabjamabo Yongu to the Dana, Moji Ten Shabatella Kandura Sana. And it Soso Shadikana, Sanja Kujo Shaba, Cho Kujo Shaba, Kundu Kujo Shaba, some to Sanguine by
So in presenting the fruits or the resultant, 3 jewels, then you have the outlines, the actual presentation, the meaning of in the refuge and so forth. So in individually presenting it, then first you have, the rare and sublime Buddha, the rare and sublime Dharma, and the rare and sublime Sangha. These 3 resultant rare and sublime 3 individually presented first.
Oh, that's an country. Sena Jayutela Sanjela Japsu someone T. Dobji and it shut on Kundula Japsu.
So you see, by taking refuge in the Buddha, then implicitly, then you also take refuge in the Dharma and refuge in the Sangha as well. Why does the power of taking refuge in the Buddha empower us to take refuge in the Dharma and the Sangha as well? Is because when we have such a clear admiration of faith towards the Buddha, then this acts as this acts like what is this becomes a factor like a result similar to the cause.
Yeah.
By enabling that refuge in the Dharma and in the Sangha as well. So in speaking of the qualities of the Buddha, then you have the compounded and the uncompounded qualities of the Buddha.
Marashi namda de ngo ni ku yuan de yin bar. Lubu namda de kwa den ku yuan de che. Ni duma che yuan de da la.
Lubu namda de. Lubu namda de.
Lubu namda se kwa den. Lubu ji che na ba ta ba. Lubu ji che na ba ta.
So in talking about the uncompounded qualities of the Buddha, then we talk about the natural purity, which is which is talking about the Buddha's holy body of nature itself, the Swabhavakaya holy body, and then we talk about the purity of the temporary defilements. The purity of the temporary defilements, which is talking about qualities of the cessation.
Oh yeah, that is now. Concept. Concept Toma, Tamboche de Gana, Doden Gishi to Shabatella. Concept Toma, Ida Meshi, Sanje Nira, Nam Sanje. Sanje and Mato Tenji, Jimmy Tapi, Londonba. Chindira, the Doche Chana, Duan, you could Jezeba. I said, Dungan, you just about. And not that you could take some chip by the Chipotella do, say, but it got teacher Chipoti don't do a tango I'm married. It got Tagaran there. Kashi Toma Uda Michi Sanje Nira Nam Sanje. Sanje Namne Matoto, the Jimetabi Lamdeba. So
it's the first Buddha. Buddha is without beginning, middle, or end. He is peace itself, fully self-awakened and self-expanded in Buddhahood. Having reached this state, he shows the indestructible, permanent path so that those who have no realization may realize. Wielding the supreme sword and Vajra knowledge and compassionate love, he cuts the seedling of suffering and destroys the wall of doubts along with the surrounding thicket of various views. I bow down to this Buddha. So illustrations to this Buddha, who is the sole one, incomparable in the three worlds.
Uda Meshi Sanje Nira Nam Sanje Sigala. That is Yandengi Chabaganana Toma Rashinamba Tabati Rashinamba Kachajung or Nugotilla Toma Dang Udang Tasuma Ani Rashin True number Chochoa Meshing. Ani Dembe Joa Tatamjadan Chavi Ani Tendam Demba De Dembitoa Tatam Jatan to you, and then Dembati, Rashinamda, Rashinamda.
So what are the extraordinary qualities attributed to the Buddha for which we pay homage to the Buddha? Is that Buddha who is without beginning, middle, or end? With respect to the state of that natural purity. Intrinsic or natural purity, which refers to the emptiness of intrinsic inherent existence. From the very beginning, middle, or the end. Then being empty of intrinsic or inherent existence. Free from all the elaborations of true existence. That absolute nature or that absolute truth. So referring to that first quality, the quality of that of that natural purity.
Oh, there is a Rashingi, and it true Chimade, Rashingi Chimade, 통마다 유다 타 통마 매반에 라신짓 아니 팀에 타봐 그봐 나 된다 유 된다면 된바대 아니 로보지 팀에 타봐 세대 아니 년비 로보지 팀마 아니 된전 라소와 그저와 저봐 로보지 팀마 대다기 된전 라소에 저와 대다기 시와대 로보지 팀마 대 차와라 때네 아니 라신 남다 가서 천이 로보지 팀마 대당 차와라 때네 아니 도자라 칠레 매매 흔들도 주바디 시와디 용거 주바디 용거 인장 배선이와 시와디 용거 인장 어때라 아니 가서를 루부지 남다그 연단되라 배선이와 시와 연단 세티 용거래 아
So you say that that this in that the Buddha has the quality of being free from the intrinsic defilements. Intrinsic defilements referring to from the very beginning, middle, and the end, and also free of all the provisional defilements, the adventitious defilements, which freed from those adventitious defilements through the application of the antidotes. And these antidotes then brings about the peace, which is the state of being free from the elaborations of grasping at true existence. So by being separated or by being removed from all of these adventitious defilements, then it enables the Buddha, makes it possible for the Buddha to engage in all the activities benefiting sentient beings, benefiting the sentient beings to be subdued without any effort, spontaneously, without any effort. So it is this quality of cessation, cessation of having brought, cessation, that which is attained through the removal of all of the adventitious defilements, which enables that particular quality of the Buddha, of activities to benefit sentient beings to be subdued without any sort of effort on their part, spontaneously, effortlessly to engage in the activities benefiting sentient beings.
Oh, that day all of my do my chasing, hingy troop, so all I show at what? What's on the gala? Do my chasing, hingy troop, see gala. Do my shava, said the Rashinam Daki Chanchubi. When you go and then the damn. Hingy troop, see gala. 배선이와 시와 틀에 힌지 주와데 노부남다게 연데 대단이라 두마 체시 힌지 춥시 어떻게 연데 두니와 대는 무슨 말이라
when in the following verse where it talks about the 8 qualities in beginning with the quality of being uncreated and spontaneously present, the uncreated refers to the natural purity, and then the spontaneously present refers to that quality of the Buddha to engage in the activities benefiting sentient beings, in an effortless, spontaneous manner.
다 되게 두마차기 연대 때네 뒤 오라 단단 되게 노den기 뒤 토마 같이 토마 유다 미시체 산제리니랑 남산제 세대기 아니 뒤제지 뒤연데 치다와 또비 이시니 산제니랑 남바 산제바我知道我对比一些这个，你准备这话，你没水容啊来准备这话蛮干呀马东话，准备这话原来没水容啊来，你真正的这话准备这话干呀马东是，准备出这话干呀马东形式。我 Sanje Nira, Nam Sanje, Sigaratini, Tendam Dembala Dede, Ani Dembe Casa Java, Dembanavi, Nina Dang, Dembanawatang, Nina Niga Nubisuchi, Tendan Dembala Nis Nawa, Nubitsuji, Ani Chula Chushabachi, Tendan Demba Konto Chubati. Dujegi and Edimbari, Ra Sanje Nira, Nam Sanje, Stigi, Chitawatobi, Duma Dujegi and the Chitawatobi, Tango and Bari.
Dujegi and there.
Dujegi and them.
And fully self-awakened, self-expanded in Buddhahood is talking of the Buddha's, compounded qualities. Of the transcendental wisdom that knows phenomena for what it is, meaning sees all existence free of the elaborations of true existence, and so in the view of that transcendental wisdom, then there is absolutely no true existence. If true existence, if it did exist, then definitely that exalted wisdom would have seen it. But since there is no true existence, that exalted wisdom, seeing existence for what it is exactly, then does not see that true existence at all. And and then seeing ultimate truths in which all duality and true existence has completely set, like set in the sense of like sun setting, completely removed, seeing ultimate truths free of duality. Removed of the duality, removed of true existence, seeing ultimate truth like putting water in water.
Oh, Digi Chitawatobi Ishide Eden, Chitawatobi Ishide. The much has in Hinji Drew, Shenji Genji Domimba. So
when we talk about this particular, exalted knower of the Buddha, that knows existence for what they are, then that refers to the quality of the eighth, the third quality, which is not realized due to extraneous conditions, not realized due to other conditions, extraneous conditions. So that it is that exalted wisdom, knowing existence exactly for what it is.
Oh yeah, that is Sanje Nira, Nam Sanje, Singadela, Chidawa Toba, Chineva Toba, Yubinane. That Chineva Tobi, Yishidigi, and Tedar, Sheja Chidawa, Ranshin Namdadang. Ani lubu namda, ani chidawa chimbi yishi sumbo de tobi, ani chemba de la. Teta namba sumbo de tob, ngosum de sibi suji, ani singeng de la chinyeba chimbi yishi.
And where it says, I'm using this particular translation where the self-expanded in Buddhahood referring, to that exalted wisdom that knows all the varieties of phenomena, everything that which is to be known, the natural purity, knowing in the purity of knowing the purity of the temporary or the adventitious defilements, seeing all the varieties of conventional existence, directly. So it refers to that wisdom. So fully self-awakened, knowing ultimate truths, ultimate realities, and then self-expanded, referring to that, knowing all conventional realities, that everything that which is to be known, together with knowing what natural purity is, where the purity of the adventitious defilements are all about, including all of these, then knowing all the varieties of phenomena. So when knowing all objects of knowledge exactly for what they are means knowing the emptiness of the objects of knowledge. Why do we refer to emptiness as emptiness of objects of knowledge as knowing phenomena exactly for what it is? It's because when you have an exalted knower that directly perceives emptiness, then it knows that particular phenomenon exactly for what it is. The appearance and the mode of existence of that phenomenon, accords. There's no discordance about it. To that exalted knower, knowing emptiness, or to that exalted knower, knowing that particular phenomena exactly for what it is. In the view of that knower, there is no discord in the appearance and in the mode of the existence of that particular phenomenon. So, in the view of that exalted knower, knowing phenomena exactly for what it is, then what it sees based on that particular phenomenon is the ultimate reality of that phenomenon, chuni, and the dhamma dhatu of that phenomenon. It knows that particular phenomenon or phenomena from the standpoint of seeing the object of negation. Gacha
senna tomaniga gacha karasan dendurawa. Gacha dendu kapaki ani megato rochipa. Gacha dendu kasamdo rochipa.
So that exalted knower is in one taste with that mere negation.
Yes, oh yeah. Kaza toni tamja gacha dendu gacha ji mega de mega inza mega to rochipa inza.
All emptinesses are a negation of the the true existence of that particular phenomenon. Mega non-affirming negation, of that object of that phenomenon's true existence.
Da chinyeba chemba segala da xieja namra mambo chembaki. Rawa chinyeba chemba sa xieja ge namra mambo chinyeba chemba namra mambo chemba iza kola chinyeba chemba. Ko yujik spinner manimba. 세자 남자 진여바 침비잖아요. 진여바 침비 남자에 있을 거래.
And then, then you have the second exalted knower, knowing all the varieties of phenomena. Whatever objects of knowledge there are, however myriad they may be, then that omniscient mind knows of all of them.
전다디 가서야 기다와 침비 이些공을 소디 가라 전담 담바라 무슨도 또비 이些아니 가차된 전담 담바 무슨도 또비 이些지보데 기다와 또비 시샤송아 고다 전다디 진여바 침비 이些데가 대단 남수면 또지 칠세를 가라 아니 라신지 타바당 루부지 트마 타바당 아니 기다와 순가 도비 차는 인장 진여바 침비 시스도 샤르
So with regards to that exalted knower that directly perceives ultimate truths, then that exalted knower is referred to as a knower that knows all existence for what it is, for what it exactly is. And with regards to the second exalted knower, knowing all the varieties of existence, or all the varieties of objects of knowledge, then this knower knows natural purity, the purity of the adventitious defilements, as well as knows of the ultimate truths. As well as knowing phenomena for what it is as well. And tanda Geneva Kembachola, Rashin Namda de Kingares,
Rashin Namda, Lubu Namda, Chidawa, Sheja Chidawa Sungato,
Jidawa and Jida. And the second one knows all three. It knows how phenomena exists exactly for what it is. It knows the purity of the adventitious defilements, and it also knows the natural purity. This knower that knows all the varieties of existence then realizes all these three modes of existence: the natural purity, the purity of the adventitious defilements, and knows existence for exactly for what it is.
치다와 침비 이시되기 세자 진여바 시바래 그러나 세자 진여바 시 진여바 침비 이시대양 세자 치다와 시 나바타비 침비 이시르와 니가 인상 치다와 침비 이시되기
So the exalted knower that knows phenomena exactly for what it is also knows all the varieties of phenomena. And also that exalted knower which knows all the varieties of phenomena also knows phenomena for what it exactly is, because both are omniscient states of minds. So even though this exalted knower which knows phenomena exactly for what it is, even though this exalted knower knows all the varieties of phenomena, but it is you cannot say that it is that it is a knower which knows all the varieties of phenomena. Even though it sees all the varieties of phenomena or knows all the varieties of phenomena, don't say that it is an exalted knower that knows all the varieties of phenomena.
기다와시비 이시디 진여바시나야 진여바시비 이시마레 진여바시비 이시디기 세자 치다와시바레데 치다와시비 이시마레
even though that exalted knower, which knows all the varieties of phenomena, even though it also knows ultimate truths, it knows phenomena exactly for what it is, but it is not a knower which knows phenomena exactly for what it is.
아니 치다와시비 이시 세야데 치다와시비 도자나 샤바인자 쿠유를 니가 요아르데 아니 세자 치다와시비 도자나 샤바르마 신여바 침비 이시데 세자 신여바시비 도자나 샤바인자 유를 니가 요나양 아니 이신요데 소소소성해와레
So even though even though this exalted knower, knowing ultimate truths, has as its object of observation, has as its object both ultimate and conventional truths, but it is isolated only as a knower of exalted knower of just ultimate truths. Okay, and even though the exalted knower, knowing all conventional realities, even though it knows ultimate truths, has as its object both ultimate and conventional truths, but it is isolated only as a knower of conventional truths.
Oh yeah, di ane kare sana deni ki kaso tempa yi umi kaso tempa ni kaso ane sto tu si shibja sawo yo are so
when you study the Lamrim and the small exposition on the Lamrim, as well as in the Madhyamika commentaries, when explaining the true truths, this point is clarified.
대제에서 다시 제자 치다와다 진예바 천이 상제네 안에 저와 지시 책을 해야 제퇴라 상제이랑 남 상제 아니 다든지 점이 연대된 거래 이와 점이 투지 세자 치다와다 진예바 마도 점이 투지 아니 대셔야 되라 상제이랑 남자 상제 남님 마도 도지 지메 답이 남된 바 세그래这位图解看这里是呢，现在企业把当企业把其他话的企业把马多比身兼南极，你现在其他话的企业把多把参与七度，你都像那么啦，那么点把啥话再把的啦，是吧？这是个的，马多多去前面大别那么点把。
And then the next line which says, having reached this state, he knows the indestructible, permanent path, so that those who have no realization may realize. So showing the quality of the great compassion, in the state of Buddhahood, having generated this kind of omniscience to know all ultimate truths and conventional truths. In having the knowledge of this, then, in having the realization of this, then, wishing this for others, wishing this for others, for other sentient beings who are to be subdued or who are to be tamed, and thereby, then engaging in the activities to enable them on a path of such realizations.
가서 남들바 마도바다 또비치도 남들바 남지 쳐봐 가르치 동그래 세나 지메 따배 남들바 세가라 지대련 대위 전지 지대련 대위 남 전지나 지밤매바
so what sort of path what sort of path to enable them on so that they may come to have the realization of these two transcendental wisdom what sort of what sort of path to enable them on. So the path is the supramundane path, the supramundane lamgi khebati
jitene devi tunjena chipa meba sigware.
So because it is a supramundane path, going beyond worldly existence, so it is also referred to as a path of a path which is free from all states of fear.
Ane chirimeto lamla chimeto bana ane taba senimle menta imbare jime taba lam temba
so and the permanent in the sense that once one is set on such a path, then one never reverses from that path. Never reversing from that path. So permanent in that context.
Dona xieja chitawa dan qinye ba ma do bi dujan namla ane zawa nyungji qinbi guina lang de ane wo tata do bi qidu ane jigdian len de bi lam ane la jigdian len de bi lam dang ane qi me do ba lam la qi me do ba che ba ge lam den ba na ane di gi zewe yuan den den guo yin ba de.
Having generated the exalted knower that knows all ultimate truths and conventional truths, having generated this exalted knower, then out of great compassion, and then engages in the activities to enable such realizations in the minds of the other sentient beings to be subdued. And so in order to enable this, then they engage in the activities to enable other sentient beings to engage in such supramundane paths and engage in such supramundane paths from which they never reverse themselves. Showing and as well as enabling them on such paths of irreversibility. And so this quality then shows the Buddha's quality of loving concern for sentient beings to be subdued.
Tanda tu ane tanda di tanda xiyo di ane zewe yuan de qian dang zai dang si ga la da yagi duma che la so yuan de zum che ro da di qian bei yuan de che yagi.
So you have the qualities of these exalted knowers, exalted knowers knowing conventional and ultimate realities. Then you have the quality of the loving concern, the quality of the loving concern for sentient beings to be subdued, and then you have the previously stated the uncompounded quality.
Oh yeah, that digi zhe yuan de de qin san ne. Da digi ni yue yuan de de la ane tanda di qin zhi ra zhi duo zhi chang na dong an niu gu jie zhe la. Dong an niu gu jie zhe la se di da digi qian ge wa de.
So the quality of loving concern for sentient beings to be subdued then is denoted by the line which says, wielding the supreme sword and vajra of knowledge and compassionate love, he cuts the seedling of suffering.
What the la? Then you be none. Chinzi Raji Chonan Bay, Ani Karasana, then the Allah Juni Ji. Mizuji dubi ani dunga jinuku jeba zabata. Kenzi doze chonan be 아니 가르소래 나조비 나 티비 꼬르이 니몬전지 태종 직바자 태종기 아니 가르소래 직바 잡기 니와메바 니왕아와 스타타 니두스가 임바래
So wielding the supreme sword and vajra of knowledge, then and compassion and love, he cuts the seedling of suffering. Then referring to the 12 links, all the causes of suffering that which are subsumed within the link of the name and form. Cutting that. And then destroys the wall of doubts along with the surrounding thicket of various views. With this supreme sword and vajra knowledge, referring to the exalted, referring to that exalted knower of knowing conventional ultimate realities, as well as the special power of that quality, then enabling the destruction of all of these wall of deluded doubt. Deluded forms of doubt and so forth.
This one. What I dig can this one is an Chenzi Doji Chona, those song with what Chenzi Raji Chonam Chona Bear, then the Yala Juni, Misuji Divi, Dumaji, you could jabba chabas. Tangaram to Java Land, like Java Land Samba. 아니 댄데야라 중이 그 관에 개와 내용고와 인상 그럼 아니 첨바단 제와기 가서 첨바기 라디기 아니 가르쳐 거래서 라디기 가르래서나 아니 돈용 무슨 또 비시 그럼 돈용 무슨 또 비시 된다면 이득이 시 대기 아니 가르쳐 그래 야라 중이 진 나전도 추위 아니 처음에 마리바데 아니 가서래 빵배 마리바 빵바인배 마리바 꾸나라베기 레서바티체 마리바 꾸나라베 레서바 메바인바 레디 아니 제부 아니 미수기 땡데 추 디수 아니 미수기 땡데 추바데 잡아인바래
wielding that supreme sword and vajra knowledge. The sword refers to that, that exalted knower, knowing directly emptiness, and basically transcendental wisdom, realizing emptiness. So refers to that. So what it cuts cuts through the 12 links, cutting the 12 links. When we take birth, then the manner in which the birth takes place is through the cycle of the 12 links. So this knowledge and loving concern then cuts through those 12 links. Within those 12 links, you have the first link of ignorance. So when one comes to abandon this, then as a result, what happens is that it cuts out, the karma. And because you have cut the karma out, then you no longer have the result of the link of name and form that gets cut out.
마르바 직다 마르바 나냐바게 나라신지 추와쯤바기 아니 직다 마르바데게 저와 직다 마르바데게
So to explain this briefly, which is usually done so in the path and practice of the middling scope, then how you end up with this name and form is first because of ignorance, the ignorance of the view of the transitory collection. Then you have the grasping at an I or a self as inherently existent.
Toma to say Gana, Marashi to a gay, Rarashi to a Zimbi Zimbade, Maribati Keba Chebala, Maloyu to Chawala, Pumboloyu to Chawala, Mateba, Maloyu to Chaya Mayimbade.
So, in order to have this grasping at an inherently existent I, for that to happen, you must have a sense of an I. And in order to have a sense of an I, then you must first have a sense of the aggregates first. Without the sense of the aggregates, you cannot have the sense of an I. And without that sense of an I, you don't have the grasping of an inherently existent I.
Pumbo Rashi Loyu the Chadi Gala, Pumbo Rashi to a Loyu the Chadi. Pumbo Rashi to a Nan de Zamba, and Pumbo Rashi to a Zimba.
So when one has the sense of the aggregates, this sense of the aggregate that one has is an aggregate which exists, inherently, and one has a sense of an aggregate which appears to exist inherently, and that one is grasping at as existing inherently. So therefore, first what you generate is the grasping at phenomena, true existence of self-existence of phenomena first.
Ani Kasa, Rangana Zamba, Marashi Chuanang, Marashi Chuana de Gala, Aninga, around the Chuazibi Zimbade, Kasaka dancing the Giri, Gigi to Stigari.
So this grasping at the true existence of phenomena, with this as the basis, then it gives rise to the grasping at an I or a self which inherently exists, which feels to be independently existing, and so you have the a person's self-grasping. Self-grasping of a person.
No, that's right. That teaches so Marashi to a Zimbi TV Jesu, Kasashua Nashi Cheni, and then Maiwarangit, Maiwasana. Daki long jeja, my warashi to a bit, but
so because you have grasping at the I or the self as being inherently existent, as a result of that, then you have grasping at what is mine as also inherently existent.
Oh, then a Karasona. Dagi Dewala Chapa Jenny, Dagi Dewala Chapa Jenny, and then Dagi Dewan Druba, then Dala Dewan Drubate, and Dagiwa Dang, Wanso Tatawa Dang, and Chiroji Sagola Soala, Madeba, Dala Deva Meban, Deva Drumunuba Yinzang, and Dagiwa Dang, Wanso Tatawala, and Chiroji Sagola Sawaki Sebajeguari.
So because of that, then one has a great sense of attachment to one's own pleasures, to one's own happiness and well-being, and in order to firmly establish one's own well-being and happiness, then one becomes attached to what is mine. What is mine? My immediate food, my immediate clothing, my food, my clothing, and all of the, the pleasures of the senses. So because of the attachment to one's own well-being or happiness, then comes the attachment to the objects of the sensory faculties, the food, clothing, and so forth.
Oh yeah, that's it. Chabajini, ani dagi dewan ruby chidu, ani kosumji lang on batuche.
Because of these, because of the attachment to one's own well-being and happiness, and in order to secure, secure that well-being and happiness, then one engages in the activities of the body, speech, and mind.
Ani deve turn rubala, yang chapaje. Deve turn madrubadang, midibi turn rubala, shadante.
So when one engages the body, speech, and mind in the activities, in the karmic actions to secure one's well-being and happiness, then one becomes very attached to those activities, because those activities are securing one's own well-being and happiness. So one is very attached to those activities, all very, averse, aggressive towards any action which is an obstacle to the fulfillment of one's own well-being and happiness.
Tendawi chatan tedagi wangi ani le sonamda sonam mayin padang ani mewi sonamda sonam mayin pada samji ani lesaye.
So this is what generates the attachment and aversion, the obsession and aggression, which generates in us all these karmic actions that are meritorious, non-meritorious, and karmas that are referred to as invariable karmas. So therefore, then in following the 12 links, then you have first, motivated by ignorance, then you have the accumulation of the karma.
Ani lesonum geve lejina ani dendro samigi ani kare sada meje ge penchegile.
And if it is a meritorious or virtuous karma, then it has the karmic effect of higher rebirth as human beings and as devas. And non-meritorious karma then propels a rebirth in the lower realms. And if it is classed as an invariable karma, then one is born in the formless realms. All of these karmic actions, meritorious, non-meritorious, invariable karmic actions, has as its cause, the same cause, the first ignorance as the motivating factor.
Let the sopping nega, he can make a gilet, sopping nega, any tuji gilon, any sonam da sonam main bilela, gavakoguari, then to chichi. Any Nason to Ducheki, any tuju gunadella, make your goguari.
So, although sonamda.
Tuju Gunona, Sonamki, Sonam da Miogi, Legi, Tuju Gunon, 가서 남이 이제 뒤죽고는 되라. 아니 개와고고 아래스.
And then, although all of these three has as its cause, the ignorance as the motivating factor, then when undertaking the specific particular action, then you have the immediate motivation when undertaking that particular karmic action. Then for the immediate motivation, then for meritorious karma and invariable karma, the immediate motivation has to be a virtuous motivation. And the immediate motivation for a non-meritorious karmic action, then it has to be a non-virtuous motivation.
Oh, le ge mi ge sonam da sonam mai bi le kan de ji ina yang le sa bi ge ji ni wa ne le de ka zhuo guo wa de le di na men ji de wu jin bi ni wa de da ka so de nam shi ge din du xia ya ma zam ge din du xia ya xia ge wa de wa
so when undertaking any sort of karmic action, meritorious or not non-meritorious, the second moment after that, the action is complete, then the action has ceased, and the karmic action has finished. But the ripening result of that karmic action, the potency for the ripening result of that karmic action is born by the consciousness or by the mere eye.
Oh yeah, we lady, ani nami ji dewu jimbi niwa te, ani namshi ngazam witin to shaba te, ani kandere senam. 明白清点的了，是吧？没些是比剧院，马些是把你这吧，就你偏把切位去，他妈大的来讲用在那干了，等着演了，得看说的，马上说框住这个住，框住这个住得了，来到你们2万钱，啊，可以叫出这个，来到你们2万钱，是吧？
So the ripening potential of that particular karmic action is born by the mere eye. Is born by the mere eye, and so what brings on a cyclic existence is primarily our afflictions and its action karma.
但牛梦的。 다시 통매 말을 받대 직접 말을 받대 이모 직제 세주 대체 대편지 로 편지가 주제
so when we say afflictions and its action karma are the causes for our cyclic existence, the afflictions here is like the the ignorance of the view of the transitory collection, that is the affliction.
Oh, that you want some you are. Tenala sebada lemba maribasum body you want. Le tela ani sebadang that you want to check le said le.
Le niwa da chuba.
You want to check le dang.
So in amongst the 12 links, then you have what are considered as delusions that cause the cyclic existence. You have the first ignorance, and then the craving and the links of craving and grasping. These three are the delusions. And then you have two karmic actions. The second link of karma and the 10th link of existence are referred to as actions, karmic actions. So for a future rebirth to happen, to occur, then you have propelling karma and the completing karma. So you have these two, the karmas that propel that future rebirth, and the karmas that complete that particular future rebirth.
편지기 주라 다시 지원 나시 전에 안에 가서래 말을 받아 이완 두식이래 제 안에 들라 규디기 남시 전에
라
규디 규투지 남시에서 파자 조사기 남시 제가 안에 숨겨인 말에 편지기 주더라.
What are the propelling causes for the future rebirth? It's usually ignorance, the first link and the second link of karmic formations, and the third is the consciousness at the time of the cause, meaning the consciousness which is the bearer of the imprint of that particular karmic propensity.
다트니 두지기 주더라. 안에 숨 세바당 량바당 주와 스바 전에 두지기 주숨도 생발해.
And then and the three completing causes of that future rebirth, the three causes that completes that future rebirth are the craving, grasping, and existence, which are the 8th, 9th, and the 10th links.
오 이제가라 다 장가 자주 가라 아니 편지기 주당 판대 장가가라 잡잖니 말을 봐 도시 넘버 쉐와 아니 미수 계제주 르바 소와
민수 계제주 소와르바
초태파도 샤미 라 미수 계제주 르바 소와 아니 가르지
계제주 소와르바 마리바 두제 남셰 민수 이게
미수 대 편집편 방자체
편제다 방자. So usually the propelling factors and the completing factors, the propelling causes and the completing causes are usually sort of all lumped together as one, which are basically the ignorance, karma, consciousness, name and form, the six sense sources, and then you have the link of feeling and contact. These are sort of grouped together as the propelling causes and the completing causes.
근데 이자 다 주비림비 가나 제 가나 편지기 주숨보대 온도 써니 편지기 주디 숨보대 온도 샤니 다 주디기 남시기 남 나장 그때도 파자 샤바데 파자 소어 챙겐데라 아니 다 세바 렘바 시바 숨보대 연구하래 와 인상 가르쳤으나 마음비 체디 품보라 민자와 시비 세바당 마음비 품보라 듬비 아니 세바니 요이 말이 직세당 세바데라 no
So with regards to the propelling causes, then you have the ignorance that's the motivating factor for the particular karmic action, and the propensity of that karmic action is borne by the mere eye. So this propensity is brought into fruition, brought into ripening due to the factors of craving, grasping, and existence. The craving has two facets to it. The craving that wants to part away from the present body, and the craving towards the future body, like that. So craving towards an existence, craving towards the existence, like that. So the craving has these two.
Oi, tendi sebadan lemba ni ki 아니 남식이 띵도 샤비 뉴와데 아니 야 소아체니 쇠다니.
So it is the craving and the grasping which empowers the potency of the the imprint born by the mere eye or born by the consciousness.
다들 치기 나가라 쇠다고 그래.
So
치기 나가라 쇠다니.
when does this happen is at the time of the death. At the time of the death, the craving and grasping, kind of is what nurtures the ripening of those karmic propensity, of that karmic propensity born by the mere eye or born by the consciousness.
어서다발라 때네 레디기 남이지 되고 진비 네가 투쟁도 큐니 와 네가 용서 저이 내가 지라 아니 주와시비 때인데 세대용 두체를 해준 거래
when that potency of that karmic imprint is brought into complete fruition is the 10th link of existence.
다더니 레디네가 투쟁도 큐니 되네 아니 남시 치기 남시에 포함돼 아니 지수도 인잠 정화된도 전잠 조지이나 아니 마잉아도 인잠 자와 탕 아니 미수지를 비단데 당 아니 제비 단데 튀념도 주고 하래 그러와
So when that potential of that particular karma is brought into complete brought into complete power or complete fruition, then one experiences the Chigenamshe is the consciousness at the time of the death. The consciousness of at the time of the death, and then after death happens, and then when one is conceived, when one is conceived, then you have the link of name and form and birth happening at the same time.
Oh yeah, that's it. Then that the 주직이 제부되라 깨와다 가와니래 좀되더라 아니 편식이 아니 판대되라 아니 민수네 아니 리바 소유바요 마이와 판장아是吧 인자 기위된 게 나한테라 아니 깨와네 세네 가위된데디 디스트리뷰까지 이잖아 나저 현도 주와데 두고 가래 뒤바라들라다 기위된 게 나한테라 아니 단다디 가서래 미수네 제지 추그를 받던 판대도 뒤파를 추고 다 두체가나
기회된는
기회된 좀대가 완라 제가나 기회된데 다 가위된데 니체 이라 좀대더라
주베티부 주베티도라
판대더라 아니 미수네 아니 초유 받체
주베티부들라 주제들라
여와당 가와니 가시니 가와야까
가시 so within the link of the resultant the completed result then you have within the link of the I'm just asking, can you understand?
Okay. Yeah. That catch you 싫어 차요 알았어. 예. 야.
So in the complete Rinpoche was saying that I'm talking all this and I'm wondering if you all are bored by it. So in in the completed result, then you have, the links of, birth, and the links of aging and death in the completed result. In the link of birth, then you have the link of name and form up to the link of feeling. So from the second moment of being born, then you have the link of aging already beginning. So once you have the link of name and form, then the link of birth is simultaneous with the link of name and form. So what is name and form? Name and form refers to the five aggregates. The moment we are born, or simultaneous with the link of name and form, then you have the establishment of the five aggregates of form, feeling, discrimination, compositional factors, and consciousness.
Ming Pumbo said it. Kozo Kanga Choa Dushi Duchi, de Sheva Duarawa, number she Pumbodi. In the Ming Pumbo Sigari. That Sume to Nizam Jadi Zamba, Ani Ming Pumbo Mado, Suji Pumbo Tuya Mari. Sumena Suji Yamarawa, Sumeba Inza, Suji Pumbo Yama, Ming Pumbo Mishi Pumbo Madame Bari.
So when we are born in the form and the formless realms, you just only have the aggregate of name only, because all the other aggregates are subsumed within the aggregate of consciousness. You don't have the aggregate of form. So you don't have name and form. You just have only name. And the aggregate of name is basically within consciousness. You have all the other aggregates subsumed within it.
Today is that Kasore Ninzam Jamatado and in it Majela said Ninzam Jamatado, Misuji Pumbo Troop, Misuji Pumbo Trubadan, Jawa Tuyam, Jawaina, and it gave you Dunga. Ani tenerba shindu ani kayu tunga nayu tunga chiwi tunga ta parimba shindu yongu arwa.
So from the first moment one is conceived within a womb, then you have the link of name and form, and then so with the link of name and form, you have the links of birth, aging, sickness, death.
And it's a chimati gitana, young Maribana, Maribukina de Lassa, and let the Paja Yanamshi to put to Kupko. Then a young Javalani, and if young Misuki tenderness, attended how much to the two, set up Koya Kolo Koko in Zang. In Zang, that Castle, do not come to get dance again, the Pumbo de Cadilin Goare, Sana, Misuki Pumbo, Misuki tended true Adang, and it. Pumbo di Nenguarwa. Yeza Misugi Pumbo de Matua Chebala, Misuji Pumbo to Chiki, Juzo de Kawaresana, Jukalatenesana, and me, Musi Pumbo Ina, Misi Pumbo to Chiki, Jude, Le take it Sawa de Kawaresana, dancing Maripa. When thou dancing Marip, you dancing Maripa, any Bandi Zamba, any Tikuna de Villa, Ladinamiji Dew, Misude. Ani Chaba, Toba in Zang, Misu Dodi Zamba, Ani Dendi Shankanga Tone, Ani Dunga Tamchatoy to Songorwa.
So So we can we can say so we can say that the link of name and form is basically the basis of all our suffering. The suffering aggregates, is what constitutes our suffering aggregates. And what are the causes for these suffering aggregates? Is karma, and what is the cause of that karma? Is the root of the roots of the ignorance, grasping at true existence. So, if one abandons this ignorance, grasping at true existence, then you no longer have the motivating factor for the karma. And when we don't have the karma, then we don't get to experience a result of such a name and form. That gets cuts out, that gets reversed. And when you no longer have the resulting experience of the link of name and form, then you no longer have the basis for any kind of suffering.
아니 나라신지 추와지비 직다디 란줄라 땡그레스
that is why in the jewel garland by Nagarjuna Nagarjuna stays saying that for as long as there is the grasping at the aggregates, then there will always be the grasping at the I. So as long as we have the grasping at phenomena, grasping at these aggregates, then we will always have the view of the view of the transitory collection of grasping at the inherently existent I.
Oh yeah, that manji yona yang lede tela leda jawa tela leda jawa yang sare manji yona ta taji shuwa na xin xin manji yona ane dage dewa la chapa che dage dewa la chapa che de kala ane dage dewa drubi chi du wangso dage dewa de wangso dage wala ma de wala dage dewa dru min de wa yin sa wangso dage wala ane seba de che so seba che de kala ane dage dewa drubi chi du ane seba de kuna lande ane kosum ji le ngomba du che ba de yo kosum ji le ngomba du ba che du che ba de ngo da o wanzi yana yang le de tela le da je wa yang
so therefore, as long as one has the grasping toward the I, grasping of the I, then one will always have karma, and one will always have karma and rebirth, and because one has karma, one has rebirth, and because one has rebirth, then one will have the attachment towards one's own well-being and happiness. And because one's well-being and happiness is dependent upon what is mine, in relation to one's sensory faculties, then so then one becomes attached to all the activities of the body, speech, and mind, in securing the happiness in securing the well-being and happiness of the I, and this the happiness and well-being of the I is dependent upon everything that which is mine, and so the three doors of the body, speech, and mind are engaged in securing what is mine. So therefore, then you have the accumulation, this whole process of the accumulation of the karmas.
Oh, yes, Anthony, lady Paja, and it's about a lambaki surde, and a legend about Tujan to Chude, Tar, and a legend Amiji Debu, and a Misu Trubam, give it any Trubana, and 레드메지 대우지니 아니 깨와당 가와당 치와스보데 감에 콜로 신도 커야 되라 랑순 토다 유메 바 코이 중고 감이 유전남도 커와 줄을 제니까라
So the imprints of all of these accumulated karmas are born by the consciousness, and these karmic imprints are brought into fruition by the craving and grasping, and and thereby bringing forth the ripening result of existence, the link of the name and form, which is simultaneous with birth, and as a result of birth, then you have aging and death. So in this way, then you can see how the cycle of rebirth is fed. How the cycle of rebirth is like one unending cycle. Just like that. They say when you have like an incense stick, when you kind of turn it around very fast, it looks like one ring of fire. So like that.
Oh yeah, that would tend to change. Then the gasore. 미수 쥐어봐봐 아세지 천지라지 촌나 아니 천지라지 촌나 동안유고 천지라지 도체 촌나 동안유고 쥐어서라 세가라 되게 도심바래 와 미수지 TV 아니 동안유고 쥐어봐봐.
So when we talk about wielding the supreme sword and Vajra knowledge and compassionate love, he cuts the seedling of suffering. What is that seedling of suffering? Is that birth? Is that link of name and form, cutting that.
얘다 말아줘 아니 지우 등을 가서 타바천이 로제디 잠바 아니 고양이미 삼백가라 대시권의 삼회 직당 근데야라 중위권의 삼회권의 삼바치기 이용도와 와 서른디디 대유디조라이나 아니 군중 코위 조선 사바다 두된 기미 삼바체체 다 러린 첨모당 뒤조라 아니 디 강도 아니 땐데야라 중이 강 땐데 중이야라 땐데야라 중이 권에 아니 코라코비르 코코니 르바데 삼지 잠바 아니 다 코이 자와 당지 말이 바 통디 대우 동안 메되나 아니 당주 본데 그 로지에 다 두성 거인 말이
So in the path and practices that which are common to an individual of the middling scope, then you reflect on you have the in the path and practices are that which is common to a practitioner of the middling scope. Then you have the motivation to attain liberation, which arises out of one's reflections on the shortcomings of samsaric existence. One reflects on the shortcomings of cyclic existence in two ways. Reflecting on the shortcomings of cyclic existence based on the Four Noble Truths, and reflecting on the shortcomings of cyclic existence based on one's contemplation on the 12 links. On the 12 links. So in the condensed, lamrim, short lamrim, then you have you reflect on the Four Noble Truths and so forth. And when you study the great exposition on the graduate path enlightenment, then it also includes the reflection on the 12 links, how through the 12 links, then one gets the understanding of how cyclic existence is sustained, and that if one wants to, if one has no desire for any kind of result of suffering, if one has no wish for any of the results of suffering, then that it all comes down to getting rid of that ignorance, grasping at true existence, which is the root of samsaric existence.
Oh yeah, that is it. The Oma de la da, Chinzi Doji Chonam. Not so that the Gigo, Tetum Zigba Zaza, Keladu, said and dig this Yagu Mando Sang to Garesana. Chinzi that the Gigo, Tetum Zigba, say Gana. Da Tabadrabala, Ani Kiji, Gizo Sum, say Gana. Tombang Gunjosum. Tom Tabadrabala Kicheva Kijizo, and the Tolam Genagas of Bangoyagi, Tomakunjusum says you by you. Tabadrabala Kijizo, Tolam Genagas of Bangovagi, Tomakunjusum,
Kunjosum,
Tombang Kunjur.
Kunjur. So, and then the last line which says, and destroys the wall of doubts along with its surrounding thicket of various views. What this refers to is, all the three causes that are the obstacles to attaining liberation. Referring to the three applications. Three applications, right? Fetters? Kundujoa. Fetters? The three fetters that sort of are referred to as abandonments on the path of seeing.
That different is any joke castle. Drummy Dodan, Lamnodan, Lamla Tesum Sawadan. I think what Cassina, Tomaso, Drummy Dodan, Lamnodan, Lamla Tesum Sawa. And the Tabajo, some dendo says you are that Dromason, Taban drum me the bar. Taban drum me the body, then that did not so that the Kigo, Sidua, Tawaki, Tiba, Sidua. Taban drum me the body, Jisola Tawa. Jigsaw Tawa did it. Jigsaw Tawa. Jigsaw
So when we talk about the surrounding thicket of various views, it refers to the view of the transitory collection. The view of the transitory collection that that kind of disposes us to a mindset where we have absolutely no wish to attain liberation.
Ane teche kaasore, jigzola tawa teche. Ta lam norba de, ane tawa chotu jimba.
And then the second being, engaging in a totally mistaken path, which can refer to, holding on to perverse viewpoints as superior views.
Oh. Tawa choto jimba senegana, jigzola tawi tawa tang, loba tawi tawa, tedala mene, ane tawa de choto jimba de, tawa chonjing.
Such as the view of the transitory collection, wrong views, holding these views as superior forms of view.
Ane dembala tesum sawi, ane tesum de jirimbare, dembam tapala tesum sawi.
And then, doubting liberation, doubting reality, doubting the truth.
Oh, tender you could just symbol gate, any Jiba Zabat. Oh, not so tati Kigo, Tesun Ziban Zabatella, the tati said, Jigsola Tawa, that delay, Chabat Ezawari. Contunda Roma Gilola, Jigsola Tawatella, Kunda Imbe. Kunda imba sunguare de la joginagasu kunda that kunda komi la jisola tawatela kunda da senji ni yo imbare right kunda senji right kunda da senji sina 타지도 춥다 인해박이 길레베거스 춥다 인해박이 길라베 왕게 타지도 아니 가소래 다디 가수이나 어라wan도 주바체 라신 주바 증간데 직다 현지 직다 군다체 주당에 빌레 매매 레바다마 말레바라 마데바 나랑도 선전 마방비 선전 탐제 선전지 친제랑 앙앙앙앙냥 봉아랑 그 천지 주바데 현지수 여야들라 아니 또 대당전 현지 시도하래
전화도 손을 해서요.
지단테 테레스 산지 저기 가라 직달라 군다마도 현지가 말해.
So when we destroying the wall of the doubts along with the surrounding thicket then refers to destroying these three fetters. So in accordance with the view of the viewpoint of the Abhidhammakosha, then the view of the transitory collection is categorized as only of the imputed kind, meaning intellectually acquired view of transitory collection. So the imputed kind. In Abhidhammakosha, then it only talks about that kind of jikta, that kind of view of transitory collection, imputed kind. And then in accordance with the higher schools of thought or higher tenets, then this view of the transitory collection is categorized into two kinds: that which is imputed and that which is innate. Not just the intellectually acquired view of the transitory collection, but the view of transitory collection that all sentient beings have without the influence of philosophy or not, but that we all innately have.
Oh yeah. 나 된데 되게 다도 된데 두시셔자 네가 그 터좀이 뭐잖아 군다지 발집 되어만도 현지 마셔.
So deluded doubt is just imputed. You don't have any kind of innate doubt.
Oh, 이제 다 된데 공도셰비 수수께바도 전다 솔롭증에 도den가 수시차례래. 아 되어라다 가서래. 나서 때도 지고 태종 직바지在这나도 도마 채신 아니 현지도 현지经济 도매배 천단 재단 유바단 등유된비 산제 이 천이다 도시작거래.
So this first stanza is a brief exposition on the qualities of the Buddha, and then the next stanza then goes into the further details of those qualities: being uncreated, spontaneously present, not a realization due to extraneous conditions, wielding knowledge, compassionate love, and ability. Buddhahood has the qualities of the two benefits.
인자다 산제구조구 예와셰디오 간라 다이스 산제구조구 연대라 아니 가서 니스드니 라로 란데 주연다다 현대 주연다 니스드니 란데 초구당 현대 수구 니체 라 다 당부되라 란데 초구되라 야 다시 나시를 인다르바 세가라 두마 체신 세가라 인대체 라 두마 체신스 오텔라 안에 라시 넘버 타바 두마체 천단 대바 지당 루부 넘버 타바 다지시와 나시 빠져녀와 시와 신지 주바 두마 체신이 지주 스타징아 시차이바.
So in detailing the qualities of that Buddhahood, then you have the qualities of the the ultimate benefit for the self, the qualities of the ultimate benefit for the others. The ultimate benefit for the self is the truth body, the Dhammakaya. The qualities of the ultimate benefit for the others is the form body, the Rupakaya. And so in the qualities of the ultimate benefit of the self, the Dhammakaya, the truth body, then you have the sphere and the knowledge. The sphere refers to the natural purity, the uncompounded, natural purity, that absolute reality. And then this was already explained before, and then also that quality of the purity from the adventitious defilements, which brings about the quality, which enables the quality of spontaneous and effortlessness in their activities.
Oh yeah. Duma cheshi tenji zhu se de tenji chima che xianji denji do min bei se de qi da wa do bei lo de qi da wa do bei yi xie de wo sum de do bei yi xie de ani yi xie xianji do ba min ba ma yin ba ani so so rang qi da wa do bei wo sum ko rang di rang ge ba cha wa yin ba.
And not a realization due to extraneous conditions then refers to that exalted knower that knows ultimate truths, knows existence for what it actually is. So this exalted knower is not known by other states of consciousness. This exalted knower is known by its own types of exalted knowers and not by any other states of consciousness. And under the Jitawa Tobe
Yishi de Genji Toba Mayimba, Soso Rangi Ripachawa, Musundi Ripachawa.
This exalted knower is known directly only by itself and not by any other states of consciousness or knowers.
Okay, that the Oma de la Ani Shandungi Shandun Sugu and then de la Ani Chenda Zedan Nubadan Sedegi Ani Chitawa Chi Seja Chinya Bachimbi Yishetang Ani Zawaninji Chambota Ani New and then Jandiban or to Chenika.
And then the qualities of ultimate benefit for others, referring to the Rupakaya, the form body of the Buddha, then is the qualities of the knowledge, the qualities of the loving compassion, and the qualities of the perfect power. Also referring to that exalted knower that knows all types of existence.
Duma Chegu and then Duadella, Toma Yuda Mebai, Rashi Yiji, Duma Che, Tataji Huimba, Yagi, Dodenka Sushiva, Rashi Namdaki, Ani Godentela, Toma da Tata, Yu. 탐제기 내가 가서 아니 덤비 저와 탐제다 차와 임바이나 아니 라신 남다 인장 아니 두마체 토마 유다 메바이 라신 인지 두마체
so and then
통다 파좀도 아니 덤비 저와 다 차위 임바나 아니 두마체 규현데
So the next stanza where it says, its nature is without beginning, middle, or end. Hence, the state of a Buddha is uncreated. So because from the very beginning, middle, and end, it has been naturally pure. Since from the very beginning, middle, and end, it has been totally free of the elaborations of true existence. Because of the association of natural purity. For that reason, then we say it is uncreated, it is uncompounded.
토마이다 메바이 라시 지두마 체 시와 최주 고젠질 현진 루시 차와드 세가라 달루부 남다 구현데 배소녀와 시와 틀레 현지 주바 현진 체바라 배소녀와 시와 틀레 현지 주바데 안르부 남다 구현데
And then when it says, since it possesses the peaceful Dharmakaya, it is described as being spontaneously present. So what this refers to is, because of being free of, totally removed of all the provisional, the adventitious defilements, so it is, spontaneous and effortless in the activities.
Oh yeah, that bezo ni wa shi wa chile sin jin zhu ba de ani jin ji yuan den de lu bu nam da ga de che gu jun zhen de ka re re se na ani xian de ban mei sun zhu de ju ba gi ani ke gi zhou wo ga jian cha xiu de ani ka re re se na xie zhu yin ba de 是吧？
So
接触个对，但这样了注意是吧？
So why
我说没准的啊，现在这个对，
맞아.
我讲到我现在是我在国家下下。
So what is the reason? What is the reasoning? For associating, this quality of the Buddha to engage in activities benefiting sentient beings effortlessly and spontaneously. Why do we associate this particular quality of the Buddha with the factor of being purified of all the adventitious defilements? Why it is connected to that is because what stops, what serves as an obstacle to engage in the activities benefiting sentient beings effortlessly and spontaneously is the knowledge obstacle in the obscurations to omniscience. So because of that, then you tie in the Buddha's quality of these activities of effortless, spontaneous activities benefiting sentient beings with the purification of all the adventitious defilements. Rumchi just mentioned, the 12 links of the what is known as the 12 links of the knowledge obstacles.
早期北京修行没多当，日日临行年代见报的三界行都没得不忘的，金老九。